Everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is the show we talk about sports with comedians. Let's see who's in. Let's get ready to get the show started. Okay, Damian Jones is in up first today. D Jones, what's happening, bro? How you doing?
Good morning, everybody.
It's not morning.
I'm in the future.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Happy new Friday. What's up, man?
All right, my man Jason Hayes is in the building. Jay, what's happening, bro?
Hey, what up, fellas? I see D is in Australia.
Yes, sir.
Since Howie Bell's not in here, I'm gonna pull white chocolate in because we got a lot to talk about. White chocolate, what's happening?
What's going on, guys? How you doing? Happy Friday.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about. I'm not sure if Howie Bell's going to join us now. I don't know if you remember if he said he was going to join or not. I don't even remember. But as we wait, D, looks like you're going to go up first because you're the comic.
Let's do it.
All right. So here we go. We have to talk about what's going to happen tonight. And on Netflix, we got Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. And it's tonight at 8 p.m. on Netflix. And everybody's talking about one thing, that this is the first fight that Jake Paul's having. Where it's a guy, it's the same age, roughly same age. He's a boxer. The only thing is he's 6'6". You know what I mean? People say it's more of a fairer fight. You excited about watching about this fight? Anything about this fight? What you think, D?
I didn't realize there was fighting tonight until I was at the gym and seen it on TV. I was like, oh, I forgot about that. I really don't like Jake Paul or his fights. They feel like they all fixed. Joshua can box. Right. I hope somebody knocks him. I hope it's a real fight. Like, if he gets knocked out, then I think people will watch the next one. Like, if he get knocked out and they do a rematch, people gonna be like, "Oh, maybe it's real this time." So, if I'm home and ain't got nothing to do, I might cut it on. It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah. I got Netflix.
Well, here's the crazy thing about it, D. He's heavily favored, even though due to Anthony Joshua 6'6", Jake Paul's heavily favored, on this fight. So,
it's his fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was looking at. Jay, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts is that it's zero chance I'm gonna put that bullshit on in my house. I can tell you that. Zero chance. Listen, we know that every Jake Paul fight is fixed.
Right.
Like, I mean, listen, man, unlike a lot of people, man, I actually grew up in boxing gyms. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm a filmmaker. Okay? Mm-hmm. Because I knew right then I didn't have what it took to be a boxer like that. But the dudes that are, the difference between like the skill set you gotta have, like listen, Anthony Joshua is a world-class heavyweight. He won an Olympic gold medal. He has won heavyweight titles. He is 7-8 inches taller than Jake Paul. His skill set is through the roof. He's been boxing his whole life. And you mean to tell me Jake Paul stands a chance against that dude, in the real world? No way. So the fact that the fight is happening at all right now is because Jake Paul said, listen, man, I'm going to give you this bag. Don't hurt me too bad. Don't knock me out. And you will get X amount of millions. If you do, then your money's affected negatively depending upon how long I'm up in that thing. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like Jake Paul is basically WWE. So no, it ain't real stuff, bro.
That's a great way of putting it. WWE at its finest. That's that great way of putting it. What you think, White Chocolate?
Well, what do you think? Speaking of WWE. Right, I'm with Jay 100% on this. Listen, the Celtics are playing tonight, so I got no chance of watching that garbage, and I wouldn't watch it anyway, just because I did try to watch the Tyson thing. I just saw a clip before we came on of the weigh-in or whatever, and dude's looking up at him the whole time, yammering and jawing. I'm like, guy's a foot taller than him. He's going to kill you. I'm like, and the money and the thing what Jay just said. I think it's all just shenanigans. It's junk, and it's designed to make money. I mean, you guys have been talking about it. I've been listening to you guys talk about how it's all just a big money grab, and that's what it is. It's all just a big money grab, no matter who they put in there. And I'll be honest, I don't watch UFC. I used to love boxing like everybody else. back in the day, but the UFC thing, I can't get into it. The only one I know that actually watches it is my father. And when I go up to Vermont where they live and visit him and it's on, we watch it. And it is a little bit entertaining when it's the real guys fighting. But this crap, I wouldn't bother.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. D Jones,
Yep.
we got to talk about what I'm sure we all excited to talk about was the game. According to people saying last night, they were saying that was the game of Thursday Night Football, the best game of the season. I got to say, before I even throw it to you, D, I could not believe I saw what I saw last night, man. If you saw the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. The Seattle Seahawks 11-3, LA Rams 11-3, D Jones. I mean, I ain't have a dog in the fight. I didn't care who won. I just wanted it to be a fair game. D, what was your overall assessment of watching the fight last night? Because, I'm going to talk about Puka and getting some fine and all that stuff after. But let me talk about just the game first, because there's so much happening in the game. Talk to me, man. What you think?
Well, from my understanding, the Rams was up by what, 16?
16. They were up by
16. I knew it was gonna come down to the end. I didn't know it was gonna go to overtime. It's a divisional game. It's Thursday night. We knew something crazy was gonna happen. I'm gonna be honest. I was watching my Pistons get cheated on, and when that went off, I turned the fourth quarter on. I'm like, this is the best game. This is the best fourth quarter I ever seen. Puka Nacua is maybe the best wide receiver in the NFL. Then I seen Jackson Smith out there doing his thing. From what I understand, the Rams have 500 yards and no turnovers, and is the first team to lose with 500 yards and no turnovers, which is wild to even think about. I picked the Rams because I didn't trust Sam Darnold, and I don't even think Sam Darnold had a great game.
He didn't. He had two picks. He really did.
Yeah.
He had 2 picks. Yeah.
So y'all tell me how they lost. I don't understand how the Rams lost.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna let Jay tell you how they lost, because I'm sure he got a whole list, because I got a list too. But Jay, I'm gonna let you have the floor. You can tell everybody how they lost. Go ahead, Jay.
I mean, this is where it factors in, what White Chocolate was saying about things being like rigged, because it was like the weirdest, most ridiculous calls and obscure things that took place in that game. Okay, so the Rams were up 30-14.
Yep.
And then Darnold throws an interception. You know what I'm saying? They was driving, interception, defensive lineman intercepts it. So now the Rams got the ball. They're driving to put the nail in the coffin, because if they score even a field goal in that drive, it's Katie bar the door. But now, all of a sudden, the Rams get a turnover. Seattle runs it back for a touchdown. Now it's 30-22 because they went for a 2-point conversion and they got it. Now, cool. Rams going up and down the field all night. They ain't stopping. Now, all of a sudden, the Rams can't score at all. Nothing. Punt. And then Seattle comes down and they score again, and they go for the tie, because they were down 8. And this is where the bullshit comes in. They tried like a screen pass.
Yeah, screen. Mm-hmm.
A screen pass to the wide receiver. Jared Verse of the Rams jumps in between, knocks the ball down. The ball falls to the ground. Everybody walking around, play over. Seattle player just walks and picks the ball up just to hand to the referee. And then all of a sudden we got a challenge saying that it was a backwards pass and that the ball was live. And then they go and look and they say, no, it wasn't incomplete. It was a backwards pass. And, and now they get the 2 points. It's a tie ball game. So they go from being down to a tie ball game.
Yeah.
And I don't care what nobody says, bro. That was not a backwards pass.
Yeah.
It was not. And then once that happens, overtime happens. And you know what happens on the road with overtime. The road team almost always going to get hosed on that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one thing you left out, Jay, was that the backwards pass was on the 2-point conversion, which is what tied the game. And The sad part was that every angle they showed, it didn't look like a backwards pass. It looked like
It
a
was
straight
not.
line pass until they put the camera at the certain angle to make it look like a backwards pass, which is the reason why I thought of white chocolate. I was like, boy, if this ain't rigged, I know whatever was rigged. So, Jay, I'm going to leave you with this. What do you think the NFL was trying to do, trying to push forward with, but with Seattle? I mean, I couldn't understand. I was thinking, I was like, why is the thought process of trying? Why do they want Seattle to win so bad? I don't get it. Jay, talk to me, man. Tell me what your thought is on that, man.
The NFL loves narratives, man. You know, like they just love narratives. I mean, you know, like on the surface level. But I just think everything goes back to all these gambling and betting scandals, man.
Yeah, it does.
Seattle was favored by 1.5, and I'm sure that all the money went, you know, probably taking the Rams just to win outright because they were so dominant all year. And if Seattle wins, then what happens? The house wins. So
Yeah.
I just think all this gambling stuff is crazy.
Speaking of gambling, I'm gonna give White Chocolate the floor because you've been saying this stuff for the whole year, so you got the floor.
All right, I'm going to say two things. The first thing I'm going to say is about the 1.5. They were favored by 1.5. If you took the Rams, you covered, even though you lost, because they only lost by 1 point. And the second thing I'm going to say, and Frank, pardon my language, because I don't do that a lot, especially on here, but that call for that 2-point conversion was a horseshit call.
Yeah.
I just saw it for the first time a little bit before I posted that short video in the group chat. And I'll say something right now. At the 11-second mark of that clip, I hear a whistle. And that's why the dude wasn't like trying to fall on the ball like when it's a fumble and stuff. He was actually picking the ball up to give it back to the ref. And so I am all on the whole rigged WWE sports book crap because that call's the worst call. The calls are getting worse. They're not getting better. And you know something else? I was having a chat this morning with a friend of mine about this. And he was saying that, the division game, it's they're fighting for playoffs and blah, blah. And I said, listen, the refs don't even issue the BS apologies anymore when they make a call wrong. Notice that? They don't come back out and say, oh, we got this call wrong. We're sorry. They don't even do it anymore. You know why? Because they know it's rigged. They know it's fixed. They know the outcome. 30-14. Oh, can't have that. Everybody's going to turn their TV off. We got to make it close. I told you. I've been saying it since the beginning. They don't like the primetime games to be blowouts because people will change the channel. And that's why Matthew Stafford, again, 497 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He's putting up, like Jay says, Xbox numbers. And they lost? Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah,
that's bullcrap.
You know what? Before I wasn't on this narrative. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I wasn't on this narrative, but I'm on the narrative now because there's so much money involved with Prime in NFL and Prime trying to get viewership with the NFL to make sure they get eyeballs. And I did something that I normally don't do. I looked at the Thursday night football games, and do you all know 8 out of 12 games were upsets on Thursday night football? Yeah. Almost every single game that happened on Thursday night football, the team that was supposed to win didn't win. I was like, what the hell?
Including last night.
Huh?
Including last night.
Yeah. That's my point. That's why I wanted to bring
I got a question. If it's rigged, do you think the players know or the league just tell the refs what to do?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I think the league tells the refs what to do because there's no way that they reviewed that call and they made a 2-point conversion out of that. Back in the old days when replay first started, that would not have been a 2-point conversion. There's no way you're going to tell me that. That would have been an incomplete pass. It would have been an incomplete pass because the ball hit somebody and hit the ground.
In any day, that's not a 2-point conversion. That's not a live ball because once it hit the guy and it hit the ground, it's supposed to be dead. You know what I mean? And not to mention, it wasn't a backwards pass. So
right, it has to be a backwards pass.
Right, and
it wasn't a backwards pass.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I was upset about that. But anyway, let's talk about Puka Nacua, guys, because Puka Nacua said something too. That, Jay, D, I'm gonna let you go first. Puka Nacua said something a week ago. Let me see. This is exactly what he said.
No, he's before Thursday's game, Frank.
Huh?
It was before Thursday's game in a podcast.
Thank you.
I have it in front of me.
Thank you. I was getting ready to get to that. The NFL
I'm
fined
sorry.
LA Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua $25,000 for his comments about officiating before Thursday's overtime defeat against the Seattle Seahawks. Nacua made comments about the officiating on a live stream. This is what he said before Thursday's game. The refs are the worst. You don't think a ref is texting his friends in the group chat saying, you guys, yeah, I just saw me on Sunday Night Football. That wasn't a PI, but I called it. And then after the game, he said, Can you say I was wrong? Appreciate you, Stripe, for the contribution. And he gets hit with $25,000 fine. This happened in the span of 3 or 4 days. So what's your thought about this, D. Jones? Because that's where we are. NFL player admits it.
That's deep. And they find him because, hey man, don't be putting the word out here. You messing up players' money. You can't do this. Shut your mouth. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't let everybody in on this. And I believe him. I don't think he's lying. And yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. That's wild.
Oh, so Jay, he said it. He's one of the only NFL players. He could care less. He's had a rough couple of days. He could care less. But Puka Nacua put it out there. What's your take on what he said?
My take is that he just speaking on what we all looking at. Because what's happening, bro? I mean, it's been so many egregious calls throughout sports. I mean, especially this year. I think it's more highlighted now because of the gambling scandals, and so our antenna are up a little bit more. But bro, you can't gaslight me and convince me that was a backwards pass. You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna tell me that not only did the refs on the field miss it, the people in New York that looked at it in the booth said, "No, that's a backwards pass." So it's just too many instances where the wrong decision is made when all the information is right there in front of them to make the right call. So it just seems like they're trying to put their put their thumb on the scale to kind of make things go a certain way and tilt away from what honestly what fairness is. And and with Puka, I'm with him, bro. That dude out there getting knocked out. He getting hit, man. He doing everything. Dude had like 200 some yards receiving last night. He did enough to win, and to have the refs put their thumb on the scale and take that away from the players, that's crazy.
Okay, I got a surprise for y'all. My man Stack in the building, former Box Seats host with me, man. Stack, how you doing?
What's going on?
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How y'all? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
you.
You sound good. You sound good.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I did this, so I made sure everything was working.
Get situated. I'm gonna talk to White Chocolate. I'm gonna come right back to you in a second. My White Chocolate, talk to me, man. Tell me what your thoughts are on the officiating, man. How it looked out for you.
So, Frank, one of the local sports radio co-hosts, and I don't know if you've heard this or not, has pretty much since about the third, fourth week of the season says he wants the referees jailed. He wants to go through their cell phones and get all the texts and whatnot, messages and so forth. We're doing it with the players. Why can't we do it with the refs? Why don't we do it with the refs? Because they're covering it up. That's why. These guys, I'm laughing because he says that the refs should be jailed. It's so blatantly obvious. It's not just us. It's across any social media you watch. Everybody on TikTok or wherever is calling this crap out. There's videos and commentary everywhere, and they're just going to do like three blind mice, and they're not going to say anything. And that's why they don't, like I said, they don't, it's crooked. It's just crooked, period. And they're going to keep denying everything. And we're just going to sit here and argue about it. And the NFL is going to make a boatload of dough, and all the Amazon Prime and everybody else, sports books, everybody's going to make dough, and they're just going to laugh at us.
Stack, we're talking about the game last night. We're talking about obviously the Seattle Seahawks and the LA Rams. We're also talking about the absurdity of the backwards pass. And I know you're deep into sports. Tell me your thought process, man, on just overall, and what's going on. As you can probably heard, the guys all think that this, there's too much going on, and the Thursday night football games are prime because 8 out of 10 or 8 out of 12 games were all upsets on Thursday night. What's your take, Stack?
I echo a lot of people's disappointment with the refs, but I think they got that call right last night with the backwards pass. I do think that they got that call right, but I do also still feel like if you can commandeer players' phones, I know the NBA is doing that. And we've had referee scandals in the past too, right? The Tim Donnie, that's all NBA though. That's not NFL stuff, including, even now what's going on. That's NBA. But I think that last night they got the call right. Now if we're gonna talk about the Patriots Buffalo game. Now that's a little different because there was some egregious oversight that game where this looked the other way type deal. But no, I think last night they got it right. We're talking about that game in specific.
Okay, all right. So
hey, listen, hey Frank. The only way to get Stat to agree that last night's call was horrendous would have been had it happened to the Patriots.
Here we go.
That's why.
You know what I mean?
That's
the only way. It was egregious.
It was egregious. It was
egregious.
See, me personally, I don't play the non-binary thing. Okay, it's either going forward or it's going backwards, one way or the other. And the pass was going backwards, and that's why I agree with the referee. If my eyes fail me, and look, I had no dog in that fight either. So that's the other part. I had no dog. I don't care about neither one of them teams. I don't care. I didn't care who won that game.
See, that's why I wanted to bring you in that because I knew you were gonna have a different take because that's why I you always have a different take.
Put that corny ass Patriot on the helmet, and he got a whole different take on what happened last night.
Probably not.
I'm gonna have to come out and come back in. I can't hear nothing, man.
Can you hear it?
Damn, D. Okay.
Yeah, that happened to me when I first came on. I couldn't hear anything, and I came out and came back in.
Blame the refs. We gotta blame the refs for that. Blame the refs for that too.
I don't understand what. I don't understand.
Look. I don't. You know what the curse of being a New England sports fan is. Everybody want to act like you're a homer. Just because because you root for your team.
What?
But in this scenario, neither one of my teams was playing, and I'm calling it like I seen it. So what? It was a forward pass.
But neither one of I. But listen, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm a Patriots fan. I watched that play, and I'm like, that's a BS call. It was even if it was a backwards pass, the whistle blew before the guy picked the ball up to give it to the ref.
Listen, I'm a Patriots fan too, and I think it was a backwards pass. But
it's absurd. It's absurd. But when I first seen it, I thought it was absurd. Okay, I want to know the history, right? I thought it was absurd until, of course, I ran to Reddit and X, and I'm looking, and people are coming through with the actual NFL rules, and it's listed. And if it's a backwards, that's what happened. And then it's not like the first time that this has happened after the whistle. It's not the first time.
Yeah, but when an NFL referee, who's an ex-NFL referee, on the broadcast says that don't look like a backwards pass to me.
Correct.
When he gets up there and he says it's suspect, and that wasn't even the first time. Here's the thing, Stack. That wasn't the first time he said that in a couple of weeks. He's been saying it for a couple of weeks. Like that didn't look like a great call. That didn't.
I said that. I echo the sentiments that the referees be fucking up. Everybody agrees with that, and that goes basketball and football. Those are the two main sports that I watch.
And that's not the first time that the rules analyst in a different game, not that game yesterday, but I was watching another game where Gene Sarator with Tony Romo was on, and he was like, "Oh, that's not a penalty," and then they called it a penalty, and so. Okay, if you're going to go to New York
and confirmed it,
buzzed in, why don't you talk to the Gene Sarator guy and be like, okay, what did you see? Because he's there as the rules analyst.
What's he got? 40 years as an NFL official?
He's the special rules analyst. They should be talking to him, and he says, "Oh, that's not a penalty." Okay, New York, it's not a penalty. That's how it should work.
D. Jones, can you hear us? D. Jones.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Just make sure you can hear.
You know what? So this is the first year that think back. What Chocolate just said. This is the first year that I've seen somebody like Gene be wrong so many times.
But he wasn't
because
wrong.
Like he's watching the replay, he's saying, "Oh, it wasn't this or it was that," and then the rest will look and they come back with a different call than what he was seeing and what the booth was seeing. This is crazy right now, man.
And it's also the first year in me watching NFL anytime that he has disagreed with the NFL broadcast after they made it. I've never heard him say that so many times.
And it's happened multiple times this year. Multiple times.
Any of y'all bet money? Any of y'all bet money on this?
No, I don't gamble, man, because it's stupid.
Nope.
But the guy who does bet is right here. Here we go. That's my favorite bet.
Well, I'll put it this way. I used to bet, and I learned my lesson the hard way. So, no. No
Yeah.
more.
All right,
I don't.
let's do
I
the
don't.
NFL. Let's do the NFL review. We got to review the games of the weekend. All right, D. We got the biggest week. To me, the biggest game of the weekend to me is, and I'm gonna lean this way, and I'm sure Jay gonna love this part. But to me, the biggest game this weekend is who? The Jags versus the Broncos, bro.
That's right.
The Jags versus the Broncos, because it has a lot. It has a lot of things that will fall out from this one game. A lot of things are going to have playoff seating or where people are seeing and everything else. But anyway, we're doing the Jags versus the Broncos. D, how you see it?
I don't think that's the biggest game of the week.
Okay.
But I do see. I think the Broncos defense might be a bit much for Trevor Lawrence, but I think the Jags defense, Bo Nix is trash. I don't know how they doing this, man, at all. But besides defense, because Bo Nix is not that guy. So it might be a toss-up game. It should be close. Where they playing at?
Denver.
Okay, good. How about I say Jacksonville stinks, and I'm glad they're not there, because that shit come through your TV and mess your nose up. That's good.
Let me ask the Jacksonville fan in the how you see it? How you see it? How you see it, Jay?
Hey, listen, I announced this last weekend when I said it's going to be so beautiful to watch the Jaguar haters who are / Patriot fans rooting for my Jungle Cats this weekend because they need that Denver loss. Y'all know y'all want that seeding. D. Jones not going to admit it. He know he rooting for him because he want the Patriots to be the number 1 seed and Denver's in the number 1 spot, and he need my team to help him. And I love it.
It's gonna be a tie.
I love it. I love it.
White chocolate. Well, how you see it? How you see it?
Listen, that's going to be a good game. Denver's defense is good. Jacksonville's defense is pretty good. It should be a tight game, and it remains to be seen whether or not how Jacksonville will handle the cold and the atmosphere up there. But they've
who you got?
Who do I got?
Yeah, who you got?
I got to go with Denver.
Okay.
I don't try. Now. Listen, I was wrong yesterday. This is the same Sam Darnold argument. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence, and Bo Nix is really no better. But I trust Gary Payton. I trust Payton, the coach, more than I do the other side because he's got the experience.
I trust Gary Payton.
Stack.
Yeah.
Who you got? Tell me why.
As much as I'd like to see Denver take a L, I'm going to go ahead and give put my faith in Mile High Stadium. I think that the atmosphere and that defense is going to be too much for Jacksonville. I think as good as they are, they're a fringe good team, and I think so is Denver, right? So many tight games, the close games they've won. And then Bo Nix is kind of like a 50-50 thing, but that defense is legit. It's cold. That's cold weather football, good defense. So I
okay.
As much as I'm rooting for Jacksonville, right? But I'm gonna pick Denver to win.
Okay, this is where I'm at. I think that the defense is a draw. Both defenses are good. I think that both offenses are somewhat similar, but I think Trevor Lawrence got the edge because Bo Nix is trash. I don't care what nobody says.
We got the better quarterback, the better running back, the better tight end.
I think
better everything.
I think
I want to be wrong.
Yeah, I think all things being fair and all things being equal, I think the Jags have the slight edge because of Trevor Lawrence. So I'm gonna go with the Jags. You know what I mean? I think both defenses are very good. I think both defenses are very good. So it'll be if I put it like this: if the Jags lose, it's because they lost this game. It ain't gonna be because Denver took it from them. How about that?
Hey, Frank.
Yes,
but that's
sir.
a very Jaguars thing.
Trevor
That's a very
Lawrence.
Jaguars outcome, though.
Hold on, Stack. What'd you say, D?
Jay don't even like Trevor Lawrence.
I'm warming up to him, D. I'm warming up to him.
He like
you know why? Listen. And I tell you why. There is no skill set that he doesn't have for an NFL quarterback. He's 6'6", he can run, he can throw multiple levels or whatever. And I like Liam Cohen. Like, there is a reason why people were loving Baker Mayfield last year, and Baker Mayfield ran off the rails this year. Liam Cohen left Tampa Bay. So, to me, Liam Cohen is the equivalent of the cat that left Detroit, and he's a head coach in Chicago right now. These dudes can scheme offense. They can design things to make their players better. And I'm betting on Liam Cohen to scheme it up against Sean Payton bitch ass because the way he treated Russell Wilson is wild to me,
Yeah.
and the way he talks. So it's Jaguars, bro. Watch me. I mean, don't be surprised if Jacksonville wins by like 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
That's fine with me.
Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. All right. So, D, here we go. I just saw on Yahoo Sports before I got on the air the question that I wanted to ask all of you all. It said, could Sunday's matchup with the Patriots be John Harbaugh's last game in Baltimore? And I ain't throwing this out there, just throw it out there. This being written out, it's on Yahoo Sports right now at exact title. Could Sunday's matchup with the Patriots be John Harbaugh's last game in Baltimore? And I thought that was a great question to ask you guys. So it's in the art, of course, they give their pros and cons. So let me ask you guys, pros and cons. Could that be? Do you think John Harbaugh's in trouble at the end of the season, D?
Yeah, I'm gonna say not the last game, but if the Patriots find a way to like blow the Ravens out and humiliate them, then yeah, it could very well be his last season in the Ravens head coach, and it should be, regardless if he win or lose. This should be it.
Well, he's safe then, if that's what it takes.
Okay, Jay. Tell us how you really feel, Jay. Tell us how you really feel.
Listen, like I mean, people like throwing out these crazy what ifs, man. But the dude's a really good coach. He's been there for a very long time, and he's built the program. There is value in that. This has been a fluky season in a lot of ways for them. A lot of injuries, defensive side, offensive side. And listen, as poorly as they've been, they are second place in the division, 1 game behind the division leader. They are 7-7. Pittsburgh is 8-6. And when they beat the Patriots, they're gonna have, they're gonna be 8-7. Pittsburgh probably gonna lose their game, and they're gonna be tied for the division lead with 2 games to go. And if he wins his division, there's no way you can fire him.
Okay, so that's who we can tell who he got. White Chocolate, talk to me. How you see it?
I think you would have to lose all the last 3 games for him to get fired, including the Patriots, because the next 2 games they play are against the Packers and the Steelers. So they don't have an easy road, so to speak. And again, it all depends on how they play. If they're all close games and they lose within 1 score, they may not fire him. But if they're getting blown out and they're losing by 2 touchdowns in these games, and the Pittsburgh game, that's not going to be one of those kind of games. Those 2 teams almost never blow each other out. So, listen, again, everybody's just putting stuff out there, see what sticks, get people talking. We do it here in Boston on sports radio all day. And could there be some truth to it? When they were 1-5, we came on here and thought he should be fired, right? We were like, oh, he's terrible and they're terrible and blah, blah. So, listen, and we've been talking about this all year. Maybe it's time for a change and they need a new voice.
Stack, what you think?
Honestly, no. I don't think Harbaugh's on the chopping block. I don't think he should be. I think it is a fluky season. I think between injuries and many other factors, you can't – some coaches bring a program with them, right? And Harbaugh is one of them. And I think Lamar's going to bounce back next season. I think the team goes as he goes, and he's had a pretty inconsistent year, just even as far as just his health and availability to play. So I don't think that this is going to be his last game as a Raven. Maybe if they get blown out at home on Sunday Night Football and then go on to lose to the Steelers, sure, like White Chocolate was saying, but. Yeah, I don't know. That's a big decision to get rid of a Harbaugh, because you might find yourself in a situation where what I think it could very possibly happen is Mike Tomlin they're gonna opt out because it's a team option for Mike Tomlin next year. Steelers will lose him. Ravens go ahead and fire Harbaugh. Trust me, he's gonna be the Steelers coach next season. They don't want that.
Yeah,
they don't want that.
I think that's the biggest problem. All right, I'm gonna put a pause right now in the NFL talk. I'm gonna circle back to that for a hot second, but there's another topic, another subject I saw. I want to ask you, D, because everybody's talking about it. So I want to see if we can talk about it. And here it is, D. Can OKC break the NBA single season record? Because right now they are 25-2, And a lot of people on a lot of sports talks, people are talking about this, everything else. They really think that these cats can break the record and they can make a great run of it while SGA is having a great season. So where you at with this, D? You think it's possible?
I think that's something we should revisit in February because it's too early. Injuries can happen. And it just kind of, that's really a hard task to do. So I think it's a little bit too early. They ain't played the Pistons yet. That's 2 losses right there. And so, and if I wonder, well, I was gonna say, if winning that many games affects you, but it didn't affect the Bulls from being the greatest team ever when they won 72-10. So, you know, and the Warriors would have won if Draymond didn't kick LeBron in the nuts. So it doesn't. I don't think it affects them. Now, come into February by the All-Star game, if they ain't lose no more games, then yeah, they can do it. But it's too early right now.
Okay, so you saying it's too early.
Yeah.
Jay, I've seen this, everybody talking about this, speculating right now. I don't know if it's too early or not. I just want to ask you all what your thoughts are. So I'm asking you the same thing. Can OKC break the NBA single season record with the way they're playing?
Of course they can. I mean, you know, they're defending world champions, so you know that if they can win. And even in their losses, man, you know, they were like in those games. I mean, the losses were like the team squeaked past them.
Yeah, they could be 27-0 right now, easily.
Correct, yeah. Like easily. I mean, they could have no losses right now. So with the all-time record being 73-9, so think about it. If they're losing a game like every, I don't know, like 12, 13 games or so, which I don't think they're going to do that, man, because eventually they're going to go east and they're going to feast on all these subpar teams we got over here. The West is tough. I'm going to say yes, but it's tough because Houston is going to be a load. San Antonio is going to be a load. Denver's going to be a load. The Lakers going to be a problem. They got to beat like 4 really good teams really consistently. And is it possible? Yeah. Is it likely? Probably not, because I mean the West is loaded.
Okay, so he thinks probably not. White Chocolate, where are you at on this?
They're on pace for 75 wins. I think it's unlikely. You gotta factor in, and I don't know if they'll do this, but you got to factor in load management at some point. I don't think these guys are going to play full throttle the whole season. I'm not saying that they can't do it. I just don't think it's likely that it will happen. You know, you can't play full throttle for 82 games against everybody. It's almost impossible. So I'm going to go on a limb and say no, they're not going to. Can they? Yes, but are they going to? No.
Okay. Stack, where you at with this?
You know, I can't stand the Thunder, so you can say I'm biased for whatever reason, but I don't think they could do it. I think that they're a young team. I think that, you know, the West is pretty deep, and I feel like as the stakes kind of rise, some of those more mature seasoned teams in the West are gonna start sticking it to OKC. I think even coming over to the sorry East, which I hate when people do that, but anyway, the teams in the East, they do play hard though, and I feel like teams like Orlando, teams like Boston, they can get real scrappy. Yeah, Boston. Yep, Boston can get real scrappy. They beat the Pistons this year too, by the way. Just, you know, just what?
Who? I didn't hear you. Who they beat? They beat the Pistons.
They beat the Pistons. Oh, they almost beat them again the other night.
Yeah.
Y'all got.
Yeah.
I think
almost
they played
sound like an L though.
times though. I think they played 3 times.
We can play again. That's fine. I'm just saying, like, don't say
almost sound like an L though.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. He said who?
This is almost right here.
This is almost sound like an L.
Who's your team?
Almost is this.
And one out of 3 is not good.
I'm going to get you to wear a jersey. I'm going to get you to wear a jersey, Jay. You go wear a jersey for the season.
Anyway, like I was saying, there's certain teams that when you get down the stretch and they start playing for something, they're gonna be a different level of intensity, and I don't think that OKC is gonna be trying to match that all the way through the end of the year.
Okay,
especially a young team.
But Frank, real quick though, to piggyback what they said, you know what Stack just said about the more mature teams. That's the thing that makes me think that they can do it. because they are the youngest team in the NBA by a lot.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you're young, you bounce back. You know what I'm saying? You know, so if anybody can do it, they're young enough and deep enough to pull it off.
They definitely are.
I
They
agree.
definitely are.
I agree. Like I said, I'm biased. I don't know why I don't like him. I used to be an SGA fan before he went to OKC. Once he started all this foul bait and stuff, like I don't enjoy watching his brand of basketball no more.
So y'all hate the nuance of basketball. Is what I hear y'all say a lot. You don't like
No, no,
flopping.
no.
You don't
No, but
like
we
you don't like foul
but-
baiting.
Come on,
That's in the
come on,
game.
Jay. See, Jay, come on, Jay.
It's in the
Damn.
game.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Bro, all I'm saying is I don't
I
appreciate
hate
like
83 pointers a game. I hate how Boston plays.
you see that? Okay, fine, right. So if you hate all the 3-pointers, right?
I
Yeah.
mean,
And I'm not gonna shoot you for hating it. I don't even enjoy watching it all the time. But at the same time, I can't call out nobody for foul baiting. You know, you see how I get Jay's feathers all ruffled. You see that? Oh, yeah, man. You don't enjoy the game. Like, who wants to watch Shea go?
you got Jaylen Brown putting sneaker polish in people's eyes and shit out there. You know what I mean? You know,
He's also averaging
Yeah, you
29
doing-
points, taking the ball to the rack, like playing real basketball. Playing real basketball, like actually hooping.
Yes. Well, let me ask the next question. D Jones. Here's
Yes,
the next
sir.
question, man. I saw this also on Yahoo Sports. I was on Yahoo all day today. Here we go. Fact or fiction, D? The Golden
Fiction.
State Warriors are cooked. They are
That's easy.
right now
That's easy.
ninth in the
Well, that's
West,
easy.
13 and 15 right now, and it looks pretty bad. They're getting ready to hit
They might get
gauntlet
Giannis.
in the West right now before the All-Star break. What you think, D?
What happens
Huh?
if they get What happens if they get Giannis? Then they not cooked. But as it is right now, yeah, they probably cook. Steph shows up every third game. He's not having a great year. Not even shooting. And I know this because I bet on him a few times. It hit 1-3 in some games. No.
You gotta stop betting, D. You gotta stop betting, D. We got
I'm done. I ain't betting tonight.
we are going to have an intervention with you for real. We're gonna have an intervention.
I ain't betting tonight.
Yeah, that's just tonight. We're gonna have an intervention. All right, Jay. I know I asked the question, fact or fiction, the Golden State Warriors are cooked. I'm gonna ask you the same thing, but here's the caveat when I ask this to you, everything else. Do you think that they also make a midseason major trade? Because if you think they're cooked or not.
Jesus Christ himself could not lay hands on Golden State and resurrect them. Bro, they are not only cooked, they are about to be dried out, burnt up turkey carcass, bro. Because they can't even make a trade because they don't have pieces to even make a trade for anybody. Everybody on the team is old. You know what I mean? So what do you have to give up to even make somebody even want to do business with you? You know, like who do they have that people want? Draymond? Oh,
you know
bro.
who they have. You know who they have. You know who they have, and they get a major haul for. You know.
Who, Steph?
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how much he gonna get you right now, to be honest.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean? Because he can't defend.
Now
Instead
he
of
can come
35
to the
now.
Pistons. Now he can come to the Pistons. We're taking.
Listen, anybody would take him, but the question is, what will they be able to get for him? You know what I mean? You know, like in exchange. And I don't. Plus, he makes a lot of money. In the NBA, the money has to match.
Mhm.
So how do you give up, like, probably, your second and third best player on your team to bring Steph in to do what? So I don't know how they get better, and that's why I say they're cooked.
Okay. White chocolate. What's your thoughts? Fact or fiction? Golden State Warriors are cooked, and where you at with their future?
I think that they could be cooked, and they would have had to trade Curry probably 2 years ago to get anything of value from him. He's 37 years old. He's got a hefty contract. Who's gonna, like Jay just said, these guys?
Right.
What are they gonna? Who are they gonna get back? What are they gonna get back? And he's really the only chip. Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler. I mean, Jimmy Butler. I mean, look, if they traded them, they would have to try to trade them for picks, and it just mentioned the salaries have to match. So this is a case where, and I'm going to go back when the big three for the Celtics, Bird, Parrish, and McHale started getting old. You know, how far can they go? I think that these guys have reached their max, and I think they're pretty much done.
Stack, where you at with this, man? Are the Golden State Warriors cooked, and should they make a major trade?
Barbecue chicken. Okay, they cooked. Should they make a trade? A trade to win this year? There's not one out there.
No.
A trade for the future, I would probably send out Jimmy Butler and get pieces.
Okay.
Maybe Jimmy Butler and Kuminga. Maybe Jimmy Butler and Kuminga. Both of them.
All right. I like that.
And they could have traded Kuminga. You know, to Sacramento, I mean, they could have had some good pieces if they didn't keep playing, you know, with Kuminga.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Kuminga thing, it's like a, I don't know, it's like a toxic relationship. Like,
crazy, ain't it?
It's like y'all don't like each other, but y'all keep fucking with each other.
Right.
It's like y'all don't like each other. Just break up.
He's
the wife that they don't love, but they beat the hell out of him. You know what I mean? To keep him around.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. All right, so today I also read another article about a couple of D. Jones. A couple of writers got together, and everybody put in the hat who their MVP is. Right? So D. Jones, here's the MVP who they think is leading the MVP right now in the NBA. They got Cade Cunningham, Victor Wembanyama, Luka Doncic, Jalen Brunson, Nikola Jokic, and SGA. That's who they all have as the NBA MVP right now as on today's date. What's today's date? December 19th. Yeah, I know you got Cade Cunningham.
I gotta ask him. Just skip him.
Yeah. I know.
So wait. Say everybody but Cade again. No, I'm be fair.
All right, Victor Wembanyama, Luka, Jalen Brunson, the Joker, and SGA.
Luka putting up insane numbers right now. Luka is putting up crazy numbers. If he plays enough games, has Luka won MVP yet?
No. And
being the best player on the Lakers.
Yeah, D. You want to know what the funny thing is? As a lot of the NBA writers got him as the MVP right now, ahead of SGA. Right now, as we speak.
No. I think it is Luka. His numbers, he damn near putting up a triple double. He's the main. Him and Austin Reeves are the main reason the Lakers are winning, carrying rest of those bums around. And I'm gonna just be honest, it's gonna be Luka.
You think it's gonna be Luka? Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's gonna be Luka.
Jay, you heard the names right now. Luka right now got a lot of writers in his corner right now. Who you got as the NBA MVP right now?
If it's based on merit, it's gonna be SGA again, because Luka don't defend nobody. Like I said, Luka still can't hold me under 23, and I'm 53. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's a great narrative. He's wearing the right uniform, you know, to get a lot of sports writers behind him. But he also, you know, he's a white boy. I mean, let's keep it a buck. You know, they would love to see that happen. But I don't think over the course of the season, because people confuse scoring with being the best player. And that's just not what that is about. If that were true, Kobe would have had a lot more MVPs. You know, so somebody like Shea, who has an all-around game with the assist, defending or whatever, but that dude, Nikola Jokic, man, that dude is a stat stuffer, and he is the reason why his team is always in games and why they're always going to be a problem. So to me, every year going in, I think you got to beat out Nikola Jokic, and until you put up better stats than him, I can't even entertain nobody else.
This is what I used to ask everybody, especially when Stack used to be on the show. When I used to do it, when I started doing the box season a while ago, I used to base MVP on this: the most valuable player on that team, and if you take him off, that team looks like trash. That's how I used to base the NBA MVP. And all these guys, I used to say, okay, if you take any one of these guys off the team, which team looks like trash if you put them on? You know, that's how I used to do it. And to me, it's the Joker. You know what I mean? So
Frank, if you do that, it's Cade Cunningham. Who else is on the Pistons.
But see, you could do that.
I can't name nobody else on the Pistons, D.
Right.
To be honest.
If you say Joker's out today, who's the lead scorer? We know it's gonna be Murray.
Right, but listen to this.
You can't do that with the Pistons.
You can't do it with the Pistons. You can do that with San Antonio. SGA,
Yes, you can.
The SGA is going to still. The OKC Thunder is still going to be good without him. Brunson, the Knicks might not be as good. They're going to still have something, you know. But hold on, let me ask everybody else their thought. Go ahead, White Chalk. Tell me what you think before I get.
I'm gonna do like sports radio and be like, the previous caller stole my thunder. Jay hit the nail on the head. I have the joke. I mean, I just looking at an article earlier on him. He broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record for assists. This guy's averaging a triple-double as a 7-footer. That's insane. Who has ever done that? Nobody. And I agree with you, Frank. If you took him away, and I'll steal Jay's line again, they'd be doo-doo juice without him.
Doo-doo juice.
I like him as he's the front runner in my opinion. So I agree with you guys.
They wouldn't even be in contention.
No,
and they wouldn't even be in contention. So I guess my question, Stack, is not only am I asking you who is the NBA MVP, but which team is complete and utter trash if you take him off. I guess that's probably the best way you can find out who the real MVP is. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
And with the second layer that you added on there, I think that's when the Jalen Brunson conversation kind of starts going. But I will say that it's probably the Joker, in my opinion. You're averaging a triple-double. You're a 7-footer. Yeah, you got Murray over there, but he's just the real engine of that team. And none of these other guys on the list are really the engine of their team. Like, they're just like maybe another high-performing part of the team, like really nice interior or nice paint job or something. But, like, Jokic he's a playmaker. He's setting other guys up. He's still dropping 30, and he's still grabbing double-digit rebounds, and he's still playing great defense. Like, yeah, it's just really hard to put anybody else in that space. And I'm sick of him winning the MVP. And I think that the second layer of the question you asked probably brings some other guys, like even Wembanyama. How good are the Spurs without Wemby? You know, or shoot, dare I say, Jaylen Brown. How good are the Celtics? Even do they have a winning record right now? If Jaylen Brown wasn't on that team, are they number 4 in the East? Would they have ever beat the Pistons or any? They're one of the only 2 teams that have beat the Pistons. Like all the top teams, there's only 2 people that did it. And I think one is OKC and the other one's Boston. So are they doing that without Jalen? Probably not.
Hold on, wait.
Come on, man. Come on. Just
the Joker does. I agree. To me, it's between Luka and the Joker. It's them two, and then SGA.
Luka don't play. He's not a 2-way player.
And SGA. If Luka has no competition, he's doing this because there's no centers. And with your logic, Frank, if you take the best player off of a team, who's gonna miss him the most? I'm gonna still go with my guy, man. We would be trash without him.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what? Honestly, out of your guys, I think the Lakers would be worse, and I think the Denver would even be worse than the Lakers. I think Denver would probably
Austin Reeves and LeBron. They gonna be worse.
No. Yeah, I possibly think so, and I think even Denver, if you take the Joker off of Denver, I think even they're worse than the Lakers. You know what I mean? He makes the whole engine go. He makes the whole team go.
I mean that's true. But he don't have no comp either.
All right. Well, D. Anyway, since I got you up, man, let's talk about another game that I think is a big game over the weekend, and that is definitely the Lions versus the Steelers. The reason why I wanted to come back to the NFL before you all roll up out of here is because if we talk about the Lions and the Steelers, right, it's a pretty big game for the Steelers in the sense of seeding for them. But if the Lions lose, they're out of the playoffs. Right now, they're hanging on the bubble. They will be officially out of the playoffs. Yeah, and that's how big this game is for the Lions. So where you at with this?
To me, this is the biggest game of the weekend. I pray Howie is here so he can hear this. Aaron Rodgers is gonna put the god awful Lions out of the playoffs, like he did so many times before in his career. And I can't wait. I'm gonna be up here smoking like a lion pack all day.
You gonna be smoking? Okay. You go smoking? All right, okay. Jay,
they got the better coach too.
Jay,
That's
we got the Lions, we got the Steelers. That's probably one of the other big games over the weekend. You know, I wanted to take a look at that because of the magnitude of the game. You know what I mean? The Lions
right.
were playing pretty good this year. They got a great record. They looking pretty. If they lose, they could be out the playoffs. Actually, I think they will be officially out the playoffs if they lose. Where you at, Jay? What's your thoughts?
I mean, I agree that if they don't win, that there's no chance they make the playoffs because I mean, just in their division alone, they can't make up the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then so now you got Seattle at 12 at 12-3. You got the Rams at 11-4 who are already clinched. So that's 2 spots that's already gone. So yeah, I mean it's gonna be tough for them. Aaron Rodgers coming in, like he's been the bane of the Lions for a very, very long time. But that dude about to get an AARP card right now. So I don't know how much he has left in the tank, and I don't know if TJ Watt is ready yet. Because he just had surgery on his lung or whatever. So if there's no TJ Watt and they're on the road in Detroit,
he's not playing.
So
he's not playing.
He's not playing.
He's not playing.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh most likely loses that game in Detroit. And I think Baltimore most likely wins their game against the Patriots, and they're gonna be in first place in the AFC North.
Okay, is this? Are you saying this is a jersey game, Jay? Like, are you saying you stand on that like a jersey? Like you'd be willing to wear a jersey if they lose?
Listen, I would do jersey games on my team, right? I ride for my squad. I ain't putting no faith in no goddamn John Harbaugh right now.
Okay.
But just think about that though. I mean, so this weekend is really consequential because if Pittsburgh loses, and there's a high likelihood that they will, with no TJ Watt, and there's a very good likelihood that Baltimore can win against the Patriots. Baltimore can be in first place Monday. That is crazy.
Yeah, but if Baltimore loses and Pittsburgh wins, guess what?
Then nothing changes.
Yeah, and we're talking something more serious. It's a completely different conversation. Steve, where you at with this?
I have to agree that no TJ Watt. I've had a collapsed lung, Frank, in high school when I was 17.
Oh, wow.
I got a collapsed lung playing basketball. I had a tube in my side for a week in the hospital. And I know that the technology is different now and it's improved and whatnot, but I don't see him coming back in a week. I couldn't do anything physical for 8 weeks. So that injury is he's not playing. But now, real quick, while you guys were talking, I looked up Aaron Rodgers' stats against Detroit. He has an 18-8 career record against them. However, his last 2 games in Detroit, he lost both those games back in 2022, and he's older now. So if Detroit has any kind of a pass rush in this game, I think Pittsburgh's, like Jay said, the AARP card might come out, and I don't know. He has voodoo against them, but like I like to say, numbers don't lie. He lost the last 2 there, so
okay,
I'm going with Detroit.
Okay, so Stack, you got the very last word on the show today. We're looking at Detroit. We're looking at Pittsburgh. Where you come in on this?
The Lions are gonna mop the floor with the Steelers. Okay,
very possible.
You're talking about Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay, what 1,100 yards this season already? You're talking about Jared Goff is having a great year. What 30 touchdowns, probably maybe 5-6 interceptions, right? The game's in Detroit.
Yep.
Yeah.
They need it. They're in a tough division. Like they're gonna blow these dudes out. Is Aiden Hutchinson playing? Because that's the pass rush. Is he playing?
I think
I'll look
so.
it up. Hank.
What are we even talking about?
Yeah, he's playing.
I think he is
What's
playing.
interesting about this?
He's playing.
Interesting with me. Yeah, I'm sure he is. What's interesting about the Steelers is like I don't know what it is. Everybody feels like they just have to respect them. They're not respectable this year. They're not. They're a middling team. Yeah, their division is so weak right now because they got the Browns and the Bengals in it. You know what I mean? And the Ravens. So like, okay, but it's a bunch of mediocre at best teams. Like the Steelers are not a good team. They're not. So I don't know why we're even. They're not in the same tier as the Lions to be going into Detroit at the end of the season and beating them like this. Like I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
All right, you got the last word there, my friend. You have the last word. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. The name of the show is called Box Seat. D Jones, what you got going on this weekend, man? Before we roll up out of here, where you at? What's going on?
Tomorrow, if you're in the Detroit area, I'll be headlining erotic poetry and comedy night once again, and you can follow me at 313. I hope the Jags and the Celtics lose the rest of the next new year.
Okay, Jay. Tell me how we can follow you, bro.
You can follow me at JD Hayes at Fanbase. And this weekend, I'll be counseling D to keep him off child support in the future.
There it is.
Because, he's hosting erotic stuff, and he don't believe in latex. So I got to keep my boy off the ledge, man.
I'm allergic.
Yeah, that's a bad problem. Steve.
All right. Speaking of child support, the child support mobile will be out tomorrow since the sun will be out. No snow yet. Taking advantage of that. And you can follow me and Frank on Boston Straight Shooters on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, we're doing a show tonight, as a matter of fact.
Yes, we are. 8 o'clock.
Yeah. And Stack, what you got going on? You DJing anywhere? What's happening, bro?
Oh, actually, this weekend I'll be right here in Boston, Massachusetts. To leave Atlanta behind for the weekend, right before my 1 month hiatus to South Africa. So, I'm just taking it easy right now.
All right, there it is. Thank you for joining the show, man. Great to see you. All right, y'all. Name of the show is called Box Seats. We're going to be back. Howie Bell will be back on Monday. We're going to sit there and obviously have a great conversation about what happened. And Stack, get this. D is a Patriots fan. He's a Pistons and a Patriots fan. I don't know how that happened.
Crazy.
Pistons.
Hey, Isaiah Thomas, one of my favorite players of all time. Same birthday, probably best point guard ever lived. You ask me, but
ever.
Yeah, I can agree with
and
that.
Jordan couldn't beat him, but we don't talk about that right now. But,
see, there you go.
The GOAT couldn't beat him.
Jordan couldn't beat him.
Hey, what you need, yeah? Man, I got it, wow. What you say, hey? We about it,
I knew he was going to drop that